Hey folks, and welcome to our channel. In this video we are going to talk about a beginner's guide to using your charcoal grill. If you like what you see, I ask that you go ahead and like that video and hit the subscribe button. It really helps us out. Okay, first off, I am not using a Weber grill. This is an off-brand. I bought it from Amazon for like 160 bucks. Weber makes a fantastic product. There's a few differences here, but the grills are almost identical. We'll do another video on comparing the two, but you'll hear the term kettle grill interchangeable with kettle grill. It's kind of like Kleenex is a brand name, but it's synonymous with facial tissue. Okay, the first feature I want to show you, and not every grill has this, is a foldable grate. This grate is obviously for cooking your food. Some of your nicer grills, I'm not even sure all Weber grills have this, but if you're buying one, be sure you get one with a grate that opens this, so if you're doing long cooking like smoking, you can open the grates up, add extra coals as you go along. Alright, next, under the cooking grates, we have the charcoal grates. This guy right here. This is where your charcoals are going to rest. Now, if you just have charcoal sitting in a pile, they're going to cook, and as the ash falls off, it sits in the ash, and the fire goes out, killing your heat source. So you have a grate like this so the air can get underneath it, the ash falls off, and keeps the heat source going. Next, we have our damper vents. Every grill has these. Yeah, pretty much every grill has these. These are just airflow holes controlled by a lever that's down on the side here. That lets your air be regulated. So basically, more air, the hotter your coals are going to be. There's also another air vent on the top. So between the two, you can regulate the temperature of your grill pretty well. And I will say one thing for the Weber grills, if you go with that brand name, they also have some blades that sit on the side that when you move the lever back and forth to open and close the damper, it scrapes the ashes off the bottom and lets it fall through the hole with a collection bin at the bottom. That feature is nice if you have, say, a patio you're grilling on and you don't want the ash to hit your lawn. Let's talk about your heat source. There's basically two types of charcoal that you'll find out there. Briquette, Kingsford being the original, and kind of the, not kind of, it is the industry standard. I like it. It's what I cook with almost every time. And there's lump charcoal. Now this is a beginner's guide, so I'll save you the trouble. Lump charcoal burns hotter, faster, goes out faster, and it's very inconsistent compared to briquettes. So this being a beginner's guide, save yourself some trouble, just go with some briquettes and you'll be just fine. Okay, a couple of extras. I don't want to say accessories because they're really necessities. To light your grill, you're going to need some sort of ignition source. You've probably seen in the past you put a big pile of charcoal, douse it down with lighter fluid, it makes a big fire. It's fun to watch, but unless you like the taste of lighter fluid, it's not really a good idea. And you've probably seen people light your coals with wadded up newspaper. Well, if you get the newspaper, you're probably not watching the videos on your computer anyway, so we're just going to skip that step. I like these biomass cubes. They light very easily. A bag of 72 of them cost like $9 at Home Depot. Very, very, very useful. They work like a charm, so I recommend those. They work really well, but there are other products out there, but this has never failed me. So, to light your coals, you can always use the big pile. That's tried and true, but I highly recommend that you get a fire chimney starter. They do rust out after about a year or so, 2 years, but they're not expensive. These things are like 15 bucks. You can buy Weber, and it's probably going to be about 25, but this is a Kingsford brand. I think it's about $15. You pour your charcoal in, light your biomass cube on the grill grate, not the cooking grate. Set that down, set it on top, and in about 15, more about 25 minutes, then you'll have coals ready to grill with. Now the next things that are absolutely a necessity is a long pair of tongs and a long spatula. So if you've ever seen those cooking utensil sets where you have a spatula, tongs, and a pair of forks, go ahead and take the forks and throw them away, because if you're piercing the meat that you're cooking, you're just going to create holes in it, let the juices out. So if you got a set like that, use the spatula, use the tongs, throw the forks out. And you also need something to scrape your grill with. Just the wire brush made for grill scraping. This little metal piece is really for the hard stuff. I bought this particular one last year for 50 cents at a Walmart clearance sale, and it works just fine. So, and one other piece of equipment that I hope you do not need to have is a water hose. I always keep one handy, already water turned on, so if you need it, you have it. I hope you don't. Now, even though it's got a plastic handle, this thing is hot, so dump it and have a place to put it real quick. And just take your long tongs, spread your coals out. And if you've not watched our video on the 5 mistakes beginners make when using a charcoal grill, I recommend you do that. If you're new to this, basically we want a hot zone and a cool zone. So if something gets too hot or starts to overcook, we just move it to the cool zone. Then we'll go ahead and place our grates on the grill and let that heat up for about 5 more minutes, and then we'll scrape everything off to clean it up. Hope you guys have enjoyed this. Be sure to like and subscribe, and happy grilling.